What's up, y'all? It's MMA Analyst here to do a quick little video. It's basically a response to Chase's video, who actually was responding to somebody else's video. I don't really know because I didn't see it. But I'm just responding to the whole should Chuck Liddell retire conversation. And a lot of people are talking about, he's been getting knocked out recently and that's why he should retire. And some people are saying, well, he still looks all right and he doesn't look as bad as other people. And there have even been a few people saying like the Muhammad Ali situation, which is so totally different. And I'll just talk on that real quick. In boxing, you'll have, 400 or 500 punches thrown in the average fight. Maybe 20% will land, right? So, you're looking at a solid, 150. I don't know if that's the math. I'm just putting something together. Around getting hit 150 times. And that's like, that's not exactly the highest output for boxing. You can easily have 12 rounds. You can easily have, 7, 8, 900 punches being thrown and 300 punches landing and maybe half of them are to the body and whatnot. So a situation with like Ali or other boxers where they're out there and the amount of punches, the amount of actual punches that, whether they're hard or knockout punches or not, it's the fact that you're being hit by a professional fighter in the head maybe 100 times a fight. You fight, 40 fights as a professional, 50 times as an amateur. So, and your career is a long one. So you start boxing when you're 12. You stop boxing when you're 35. You fight, 80, 90 times. In each fight, you might get hit 100 times. That is the situation that boxing is. That's the situation that boxers are in. That's why, and it doesn't, the whole Parkinson's disease is still up in question. Do people get Parkinson's? Can people get Parkinson's from being hit repeatedly? Can trauma from boxing, can the trauma to the brain cause Parkinson's? Does it cause Parkinson's? It's not a fact. It's a theory. It's not, it basically, it's not exactly the causation of the problem, right? So a boxer has Parkinson's disease. Did he get the Parkinson's disease from being a boxer, or did he just get it because, tough luck, for that human being? But that's not even really what I was going to talk about. I just did want to say boxers are in a completely different situation than mixed martial artist fighters. Also, you do have with boxers you get to stand up. You get knocked down. You get damn near knocked out, flash knockouts, and then they stand up. Can you walk towards me? Can you keep your hands up? Are you there? All right, go get your ass whooped. And in mixed martial arts, if you get knocked down, most of the time they come on you, no homo. They rush you, they jump you, bam, bam, bam. You might take a few extra shots, and then the referee jumps in. So you don't have this getting knocked down 3-4 times a fight. It's completely different. So the boxing analogy with, comparing MMA fighters to boxers, it's very different when a guy might fight 25, 30, 40 times max. Sometimes he gets submitted. Sometimes he's fighting wrestlers who don't even want to punch him. And maybe he gets hit a solid 40 times, like a solid 40 hard shots in a 5-year span. I don't know. But that's not even what I was, again, completely sidetracked from what I was actually coming here to say. The reason I believe, and it's just my belief, Dana wants Chuck to retire, there is a health concern, but it's not a present health concern. And by that, I mean, obviously we know that presently Chuck Liddell does not have Parkinson's and he's not, completely punch drunk and he's not going to go retarded or anything like that. But I mean, presently right now, can Chuck Liddell go out there and get knocked out and still be okay? Yes, he can. And can it happen a bunch of times and potentially nothing happen in the future? Sure. But what I'm saying is a future health concern means in the present, Chuck Liddell can likely not or cannot likely face top competition without repeatedly getting knocked out. At this point in his career, with the way competition has stepped up and with the new guys coming in from wherever or just younger guys growing up and developing their game, Chuck Liddell cannot fight top competition without getting knocked out. That is pretty much a fact. Lyoto Machida, Rampage, Shogun, Rashad, John Jones, Rich Franklin, Vitor Belfort, Anderson Silva. That's like 9 guys that I mentioned. Those guys will all knock Chuck Liddell out in his current state of mixed martial arts development and the way those guys are and the way they're coming up. And Chuck Liddell is not the kind of guy that you can put out there against, at this point, anybody but top 10 guys. And the reason is because Chuck Liddell's a huge draw. So you can't have the card open with Chuck Liddell fighting Krzysztof Szynski or fighting Stephan Bonner. It just can't work. They give him way too much money. He's worth way too much money. So basically, he has to fight top 10 guys. But he can't beat top 10 guys. And it's not like he's just going to lose to top 10 guys. He's going to get knocked out against top 10 guys, So that is why I believe Dana White wants him to retire right now. Because you cannot justify Chuck Liddell's position as a mixed martial arts fighter moving forward. Maybe you can have him fight Tito Ortiz again. Maybe, he can fight Randy Couture. I don't know, but these new guys, these next guys, or the top guys right now are going to knock him out. And for Chuck Liddell to make as much as he makes, he has to be main event or co-main event. He can't be anything else. And you're not going to have Chuck Liddell fighting Alves Sinisek as the main event. So I believe it's a business decision right now. Chuck, and I don't even know if he's saying this, but that's what it has to be. Look, Chuck Liddell can't fight the top guys. We can't allow him to fight anybody else. Therefore, there's really not a position for Chuck to fight in. And then you add like the next paragraph. And if we were to allow Chuck to continue fighting top guys in, main event situations, even though he would be just losing and losing and losing, he will continue to get knocked out, and that may be a future health problem. So do I think that the whole health concern thing is regarding Chuck right now and his health right now? No, not really. I don't think, if he goes out there and fights another time, it's going to be like, oh no, that's the straw that broke the, camel's back. But I think the whole situation is just dire. There's no way out. Chuck is trapped in his own skin, which is basically that of a very popular, very expensive, but very broken down fighter that Dana doesn't want to continue to put in his events, but can't afford to allow somebody like Strikeforce to pick up. Because if you say, Chuck Liddell's fighting on CBS, everybody's going to watch that biatch. So the only answer is, Chuck, you got to retire. So yeah, that's what I have to say about this. Do I think he should retire? Well, I think, if he can't fight top 10 guys without getting knocked out, he's not going to get the belt back. He's just going to be fighting for paychecks. And he's going to get knocked out repeatedly. That's up to him. MMA, y'all, is important. Peace.